You ever scroll through any D&D YouTube channel and just see a bunch of builds that don't really ever use a sword and shield? Like they're always a great weapon master, polearm master, all of that. And do you ever wonder why? First of all, a sword and shield can't use great weapon master at all. That's kind of the main reason. Also, they can't really use polearm master to its most efficient way. So overall, it's kind of like a lose-lose situation in some cases. Because in most cases, just taking Great Weapon Master alone is better than a Sword and Shield fighter paladin. But today, I'm trying to change that. Today, I'm trying to make such an unholy abomination of a build using a sword and shield and seeing where the strengths, where the weaknesses, and can it compete with some your standard great weapon master or polar master builds? Well, if you want to check that out, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just get right into it. For a race, we'll be taking Orc, not half Orc. I think Orc specifically, because overall, I like its thing, and I took half Orc on accident. You got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, neutral. Control. We're taking Orc. I'm taking Orc here because solely for the reason of their one of their skills that they get, Adrenaline Rush. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your PB bonus, and you gain unexpended uses when you finish a long rest. When you use this trait, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your PB bonus. Now, one of the many weaknesses, many, but two, one of the many weaknesses of these Great Weapon Master, Polar Master builds is that they kind of have to take their human or Tasha's custom lineage, because if not, they're kind of boned. Like, if not, then they're gonna have really bad ability scores because they need their soul feet reliant. Now, if we're being honest, sword and board fighters have Shield Master. That's about it. I mean, in a general sense, that's kind of like the only feat. That's not even a must have. I mean, like this feat can have zero builds and it's still gonna be okay, I guess. But for ability score improvements, we're gonna be taking two to strength, and then that one to constitution. For our alignment, we'll be taking neutral. This is a very honestly, in this build, you probably could do some like role play fit, but in reality, this is more of a we're here for the numbers, Mace. What do they mean? We're here for some absolutely ridiculousness. And you know what? We're all here for the ride. So we'll be starting off with fighter. Actually, 6 levels of fighter. And then we'll start into the multi-classing. But we'll be taking athletics and, I guess, insight. For our skill proficiencies, for our fighting style, we'll be taking dueling. I bet no one saw that one coming. No one saw that. Dueling, yeah, just a plus 2 to our damage is really nice. And yeah, for ability score improvements, now here's the thing. Point by, as most people use it, we don't really, I feel like our stats are less burdened here. And like, because if you're doing like a Sorkaded build, then you would need a good charisma. Because if you're playing with fighter, then that doesn't matter. But still, I feel like with some builds, mostly Sorkadeds, they are very multi-ability score dependent and they really need a good strength constitution, usually something else. This build doesn't really need any of that overall. So we're gonna be doing this 15 strength, a 15 constitution, and then honestly, dump intelligence because who needs that? A 12 dexterity, a 12 wisdom, and then a 9 charisma. I actually really like the stat spread here. You know, we have a decent dexterity, we have a decent wisdom, which overall, those two are pretty important. And overall, I think this is probably my last build, which was my favorite D&D build. It's really multiplayer score dependent, so it kind of sucks at the fact that like I had to dump dexterity, intelligence, and wisdom, which usually I don't like to do that. But not having to do that now feels really good. We'll be taking chainmail, of course. For our weapons, we'll be taking a shield and a battle axe. Yeah, you thought I was gonna take a sword, huh? I'm an idiot. I'm taking a battle axe. If you want to, you can take a sword. I don't really care. I think battle axes are cooler personally. But if you want to, take a long sword. Even a guess. We do not get a Fiat first level. What? Ooh. I know everyone is shocked at that revelation. And also at level 1, we have an 18 armor class, which at level 1 is extremely good and pretty damn high. So yeah, overall that's one thing with this build is this build's gonna have a higher armor class than most of these great weapon master, you know, garbo builds. But they're not garbage, but no, they have a bunch of really good stuff, so I have to call them garbage to count. Because yeah, again, this build I'm trying to make it as powerful as possible, but there's reality here that you're facing. Yeah, you won't be able to make it as powerful. Well, because at least like a very non-optimized. Well, we'll get into that later. But I feel like this build could have content to an extent. We'll be taking bait and switch, which is a really good maneuver, and bait and switch, trip attack, and riposte are those three we're picking. Honestly, they're top three. They're the best ones in D&D, in my opinion. Now for ASIs here, honestly, I recommend just increasing your strength to 19. Now level 6, take the charger. I think it's charger, right? Yeah, yeah, it's charger. Uh, yeah, the first no, it's damn it. Charger doesn't give us a +1. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess just take whatever you want. That gives you just take whatever gives you a +1 to strength. I guess. Um, yeah, just I don't know. Take whatever gives you a +1 to strength. And really, that's kind of all we want here. I guess we'll just take Tavern Brawler because I don't know. We just can. But yeah, just take whatever you want. Take Tavern Brawler. Who cares? Take whatever. Take whatever feat gives you a +1 to strength. Or yeah, we don't have any uneven scores, so yeah, sucks I guess. Yeah. So yeah, at level 6 is when we get fire levels. Basically, here are Nova round or Nova damage because this boot doesn't really do great sustain damage. It does really good Nova. We'll be swinging our battle axe with one hand and just blow through all of our superiority dice. Action surge, superiority dice, just blow through all 4 of them in that one combat. They come back on a short rest. So that's one good thing about this build too, is that with the Battlemaster fighters, they get all of their really powerful stuff on a short rest. They get all of their maneuvers back, all of their action surge, their second wind back. So that's really core to this build. Because also, this build, in its next level, is going to be taking another class that's known for being pretty sleepy after a fight. Warlock. Yeah. I mean, who saw this coming? Everyone will be taking one level of Hexblade Warlock solely because of Hexblade's curse. This Hexblade's curse is pretty broken. Yeah. Also, being able to cast Shield gives us a 25 on the class if we get Plate now, which 25 armor class in day boys. And also, just in case somehow someone survives our onslaught of just destruction, you can just use Green Flowing Blade and Booming Blade. So yeah, once you run out of maneuvers, just use those two. Once and only once you run out of maneuvers, just use those two. Either one, and just use that as your sustained damage. Yeah, we'll be taking Shield and Hex here. Hex, again, it's just an extra d6 damage. I mean, I guess this Hex when we like, actually, wait, how long does Armor Practice last? Armor Practice. It's almost an hour. Yeah, a short rest is an hour. I guess I don't know. In reality, we're only ever going to be using Shield because we're taking one level of Hexblade. I guess just take Hex because it's a worse version than Hexblade's curse by this level. And but yeah. So yeah, at level 7 we'll be taking that one level of Hexblade Warlock for the Shield spell and Hexblade's curse. Just really good, semi-necessary. Because again, this is a very multi-class heavy build. Finally, not finally, we'll be taking another thing. But here, I'm gonna start taking 3 levels of Gloomstalker Ranger. And yeah, Gloomstalker Ranger been a really strong subclass. Some would say broken, and those some would be correct. Gloomstalker is pretty broken. We do get an extra skill proficiency, which will be taking perception. Oh, we get an extra fighting style to it. Favorite enemy and natural explorer. Don't take that. Take death explorer and favorite spell. Those are way better. Language frequencies, I guess we'll take common and abyssal. And then I guess athletics for no, we already have athletics. Insight. I think we already have most. We'll just take history. Just take history. For an extra fighting style, we'll take blind fighting here. Yeah, take blind fighting here. That's another thing. With a lot of these builds, they usually don't really get many. They only get one fighting style most of the time, so it's actually really nice being able to get two here. And you might be saying, "Oh, why would you just go ranger levels on a?" I'll get into that later at the end of the video. So make sure to stay around for that. We do get Gloomstalker magic, which I think is speak of animals. That's about it. I guess it's cool. We do get 3 new. Yeah, we get 3 new ranger spells. So we'll be taking Hunter's Mark because it's well, I guess weird in FX. I guess Zephyr Strike. Oh, Zephyr Strike absorb elements. Those are must-haves. And Zephyr Strike absorb elements. And what else here? I don't know. That's Fetterfall. What am I thinking? Fetterfall. Where's that snake stuff? Wait, Fetterfall's first out, right? Okay, I guess we'll just take the berry then, because Fetterfall, it is adventures don't learn Fetterfall. That's insane to me. Also, this build comes online at like level 7. And if I'm being real, like, I think you're now since we're level 10, I'll kind of go through the like our best turn would be again to action surge. Use all of our superiority dice. Well, the first thing we would do is, you know, put the Hexblade's Curse on someone. By this level, we have a +4 to our efficiency, so that's better than the Hex most of the time. So you throw out the Hexblade's Curse, which is a +4 damage to all of our attacks, which is really nice. Then Action Surge, Superiority Dice, blow through all of that. Your Gloomstalker Ranger, just in case you miss one of your Superiority Dice, you just attack again. And also, with your Superiority Dice, all of your attacks are going to be trip attacks until you succeed. Once you succeed, do, I don't know, just trip them again. Or just do bait and switch. Yeah, you could just do bait and switch again. Because I guess, okay, actually, yeah, because I guess once you trip them once, I don't know if your DM will allow you to continue to try and trip attack them. Okay, that actually might serve a problem. Eh. As a DM, I would allow it. Just continuously, because, yeah. Well, if your DM doesn't allow it, then maybe instead of bait and switch, take a maneuver that can be used over and over again. That just is really good. I don't know. I guess Distracting Strike can be used more than once. Yeah, because you can just, yeah. Really depends on your DM. I would just hand wave it, but not everyone will. So make sure you keep that on track. But try to, or maybe you just blow through all your superior dice, gain the extra damage, but then on the last one you land a triple attack. In reality, it's the end of you don't know. So yeah, on your turn, you throw up that Hexblade's Curse, do 5 attacks using your Action Surge, and your Gloomstalker Ranger extra attack. And yeah, that's kind of your best turn. That's your Nova, I guess. Yeah, it's basically just a storm of attacks. 5 attacks at level 10. That's kind of insane. Now, for our final 2 levels, we'll be taking. No one saw this one coming. Barbarian. Yeah, for our final 2 levels, well, not the final 2, but this is kind of where I end the build, and I go. Sense. We'll get Rage and and Reckless Attack. Which Reckless Attack, it's free advantage, and Rage, it's free damage negation. It's just also really good HP. Really nice HP. Extra HP. Oh, you can't rage in heavy armor. Oh, you can't rage in heavy armor. Just realized that. Okay. Well, if I'm being honest, honestly, getting those two barbarian levels, getting resisting, because when you're getting stabbed by something, you're most likely getting stabbed by any of those things. Of course, you can't cast spells too, so it's not a bonus action. Maybe you don't want to take the barbarian levels. That's the thing about this build is just that this build has so many options that there's no real right option here, and there's just so many things conflict. It's just again, this is why it's just it's so annoying. I guess another reason like this build, it's so like finite on what it wants to do, and yeah, I just realized we shouldn't be taking barbarian levels here because they are useless. We're not getting any use out of them. So yeah, you know what? Just ignore that barbarian. It like took 3 seconds. It wasn't a big section. Yeah, that's kind of this build. Ignore the super variant levels. So this build at 10 levels, I feel like it's really when it really comes online, at least in my opinion. Level 10, 6 fighter, 1 warlock, 3 ranger, and then for the rest of this build, I think probably take an extra. No, you need. Honestly, I think just take the rest of this build as a fighter straight up. Okay, not that many. How many levels of fighter can you do? 10. If you ignore the barbarian levels, because those never happened. 16 levels of fighter. You do get some additional maneuvers, so you can just pick, I guess, menacing and I don't know, whatever else. You like, I mean, you can just hit a bunch of more maneuvers, a bunch of more. Your superiority dice goes up a lot, which actually really helpful. And then for feats, you don't really get any. There aren't many feats that can really increase your damage as a sword and board path fighters. I guess you can't take Shield Master here. When in reality, you're probably never gonna be using it. Oh, lucky. Oh, yeah, lucky, Mage Slayer. Take all of those spells, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, we kind of reached the end of this build, in my opinion. I feel like this is kind of when the build, level 10 is really when this build comes online. And kind of when this build guide ends, because aside from that, it kind of falls into your hands. You could take some paladin levels if you want to get smites to add even more damage. So my final thoughts for this build is, well, not the final thoughts. This is going to be the weaknesses and strengths. One of the strengths is, straight up, you don't need feats. With those 6 levels of fighter, you can max out your strength, and that's honestly all you need. Because with this build, you don't need Great Weapon Master. You don't need to take Sentinel. You don't need to take Weapon Master. You can pick a race that's not very human. You can just do so much extra things with this build that it's super nice. Also, this build, it has better mobility because of the Dread Rush. Because mostly I was take very human because I want to get Great Weapon Master. I want to get Polar Master at first level. Then a fourth take Great Weapon. Then at eighth or sixth take a +2 to an 8. Like still, but here's the thing: this build, you're not forced to take more levels of. You're not forced to take levels of something solely for feats. Like if you want to, you can also take 6 levels of fighter, then just to rest a paladin. Which you could sure just take 10 levels of paladin. I mean, you have a piss poor charisma, but it doesn't matter. Divine smite. Hmm. You could take 10. Okay, see what's the thing with this build. With this build, you're so free when it comes to your level structure. I love it. You could take tough. Like also, yeah, I would recommend take tough. Take like yeah, tough is extremely OP. Take fate test if you want. Take whatever. That's one good thing about this build is that it's so free when it comes to the levels you take because you're not taking down to the fact that you need feats to be strong. You have a maximum. You have a maximum strength at level 6. At level 6, your strengths are max. You can't increase it unless you get matched items. See, overall, this build is overall just pretty good, and also when it does Nova, it has stuff like Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade that allows it to still continuously do more and more damage. It still has things that allows it to be better and better every time. So yeah, this build is strong for all those reasons, but its main weakness is that its damage straight up just can't compare. it, I mean, it can do good damage. Don't get me wrong. Like especially, you know, like this build can do really good damage. But again, it's like this build is this great weapon master, polar master. It's so deadly. It's so OP. It's so broken. I mean, you could take polar master, I guess, with this build if you want to get extra hexblade damage. You could, I guess, but it's well, it will be a D4 plus 4 over a D8. It's minuscule, like it's a minuscule thing. Alright, I don't. Yeah, I do think should have just stayed with a. No, I think staying with the battle axe is the better choice. But still, this build, it will never outdo a great weapon master, um, Jumbo Lombo build, but it it can it can still compete. I feel like a lot of people get a lot of flack to sort of board builds saying they're weak, they can't compete, they can't do anything. This build, it can compete. It can be strong. It can do good damage. Now, it won't be outdoing the Weapon Master build, but again, not everyone likes Great Weapon Master builds. Maybe for you, flavor is the most important thing, and you really just want a good, flavorful build, and this can be it. Yeah. Again, if you have any tips or tricks for this build, make sure to leave them down below. But yeah, that's it from me. That's all from your boy, Ultimate Team, signing out.